Good afternoon. Welcome to Profit Lifter Live. Today, we are going to be talking about AI strategies for growth. And this is going to be a lot of fun because what we're going to be doing, guys, is we are going to be mapping out our next couple weeks of strategies for building your first AI bots. And we are going to be working together over these next 2, 3, 4 weeks, however long you guys need to start building your AI bots. But today, we're going to start with strategy because you can't build until you've got a plan, till you've got direction, till you've got a strategy. So that's what today is all about, is coming up with the strategy of how we want our AI bots to work for us, what we can do, how we can use it, some of the different ways that we want to implement it. And then next week, when we get started, you guys are going to have your Profit Lifter account pulled up with me. We're going to just dive in deep, head first, and have a lot of fun with this. So let's get started. We're gonna dive right into AI strategies for growth and get rocking and rolling. So again, today is all about strategy mode. This is all about like all the different things that we can do, everything like how you can start implementing AI. And this is really to get you acclimated to transitioning to AI. And Mike, welcome aboard. Glad you're hanging out from St. Louis. We are on the other side in Kansas City. Hope you're having a great day. Appreciate you hanging out with us on the live. Always like seeing you joining us, Mike. You're awesome. So let's talk about AI. Look, you cannot like AI. You can dislike AI. You can say, I don't want to use it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to have anything to do with this newfangled contraption. The problem is you are just out of luck. AI is here to stay. AI is not the way of the future. It's the way of the now. It is what everything is moving to. The launch of AI and the adoption of AI, like I equate this to the adoption of the internet. This is not something that's going away. This is not something that's just a fad. This is a revolutionary time that we're living in the market world. Brett Bonnickson, I know who you are. You live right down the street from me. But this is where AI, this is the time where you're going to start to see AI rise. Now, with this, I think a lot of you guys have already been seeing this, but a lot of people are already starting to become so acclimated with AI that they understand how it works. They understand, they're comfortable using it. And the further we get along in this journey, the more they're going to want to use it because they're going to understand how to interact with it and make it work for what they're trying to accomplish. So AI is becoming this ultimate growth lever. Like basically you can pull it and go AI, and it's going to start working on helping you accelerate. It's going to save you time. It's going to reduce your overhead, which I'm super excited about. Like my goal for you guys is to help you get to a point where you're running $1 million to $3 million business with you and a minimal staff, but just leveraging the heck out of AI to get in there and grow and to make it work. And so today we're going to be thinking through some of the strategies, like what are some of the real life applications that we can be using AI for? How's it going to work? What are we going to do to get it to adopt, to be able to help you adopt it into your business? And like I said, next week, I want you to be here with Profit Lifter pulled up, and we're going to hop in and actually start building your first AI employee with you to help you on this journey and to get you moving forward. So our goal here is we want to leverage AI for your maximum growth. To do this, you need to be thinking about what can AI take off of your plate? What are you doing on a daily basis that AI can step in and help you to eliminate, automate repetitive tasks? If you're leaving voicemails, if you're sending emails, if you're sending text messages, if you're writing social media posts, writing blogs, like what are you doing on a weekly basis? Or even better yet, what should you be doing that you're putting off, that you could be doing that you could be leveraging the AI to jump in here and work with you through? The other thing that AI is going to be able to help you do is how can this help you interact? How can this speed up customer responses? How can this help you cultivate better relationships with your potential leads, with your clients? Because one thing to understand is that AI is going to have the ability to do outreach for you. It's going to help you to interact. It's going to help you to answer text messages, answer phone calls, be available 24/7. It never has to sleep, never has to eat, never takes a break. Occasionally it takes a sick day, but that usually only lasts for a couple minutes. But I want you to start thinking about what would you like to automate? And instead of thinking about building the automations, we want to start thinking about how can you get AI to step in and to use this process for you. The other thing we want to think about is lead handling. Now, imagine this. You have an AI lead bot set up and somebody picks up the phone, they call, they go, hey, Keith, I saw you're live, like what you're doing at Profit Lifter, let's talk. Now my AI is sitting there talking to him saying, hey, here's what we do. Here's how it works. Here's why you need Profit Lifter. Here's the first step. Now, they may not be able to close the deal right out of the gate, but that's okay, because now when my sales team is able to get on the phone with them, we have eliminated so much of this conversation because they already know who we are. They already know what we do. They already know what it looks like. Now we're just overcoming the big objections. Now we're just jumping in and answering the big questions for them. So instead of it being this constant starting from scratch, jumping in, now you're able to exponentially improve how fast you can get to overcoming the objections that they have to getting started with you. Make data-driven decisions. With AI, you're going to be able to start programming in intent, meaning that you can sit down and go, hey, if they respond this way, I want to score this lead higher. Meaning that you could sit down and have your AI going through your pipeline and looking at interactions, looking at engagements, scoring it for you. So that way, when you sit down to start following up with people, you can go, man, this guy's got a 75, or this guy's at a 90 out of 100 for his lead score. I'm calling this one first. This is how AI is going to help you. It's going to help you work smarter, not harder, but it's also going to automate a lot of the stuff that you're doing. It's going to help you eliminate a lot of the extra stuff. So I want you to be thinking about, like, in a perfect world, and I had an old partner of mine who used to say it this way, and I loved it. He's like, if this was Disney World, what would you want? Like, if this was Disney, what is Disney for you? What is the best case scenario? What is your perfect use of AI? So I want you to start thinking through this as we're brainstorming. This little bottom section is really cool. It's about amplifying performance, not replacing people. One of the things that I love seeing is that, like, as AI starts improving, everyone's like, AI is going to take our jobs. It's going to take our jobs. And it's like everybody's freaking out about it. It's not going to take your job if you're good at what you're doing. Whose job it is going to take are the people who don't adapt and adopt AI. People who are trying to avoid it. People who are like, I'm going to fight the robots. You're not going to win. It's the same thing as with the internet. The people that will excel in this new venture forward, in this new almost this new era that we're living in AI, are going to be the people who adopt it, who are going to be the people who dive into it and really unlock the potential of how to use it. Instead of replacing people, they're figuring out ways to enhance what the people are doing. So is it gonna replace people? Yeah. But those people are going to find other places. They're going to find other things to do. They're going to find different areas, or they're going to adopt and learn how to use AI to be able to help them out with that process. Again, your goal is not to try to replace people. Your job is to make you as streamlined and profitable as possible. And AI is definitely one of those tools that's going to get you there. So let's talk about some of the things that your AI employee can handle for you. First, workflow automation. Yes, your AI took their jobs. Absolutely. Workflow automation. This is absolutely one of my favorite things about the AI employee that's inside of Profit Lifter. Workflow automation means your AI employee is going to be able to trigger follow-ups. It's going to be able to trigger tasks. It's going to be able to trigger different workflows. So if you've got your AI employee programmed in a way that's helping you like a sales assistant, you can say, if follow the intent. If the intent is they're in a buying mode, then send them this link to be able to get them started. Text it, email it, voice drop it, whatever you need to do. But now you can interact and you can have your AI employee actually trigger sequences and automations. And the beauty of AI is that you may have like 25, 50, 1,000 different AI bots that all have different functionalities that each kind of get handed off in between each other. Does it get complex? Yeah. As your company grows, it becomes complex, just like everything. The bigger your company gets, the more your automations become complex, the more the AI becomes complex. What AI is going to do, though, it's going to help you simplify the application of the complexity, meaning that it is still very complex, but when you leverage AI properly, now you're able to make it so that you can take the complex and simplify it with the AI. So you're using AI to simplify AI. The other thing you can do, appointments, schedule and confirm appointments, whether it's brand new, whether it's a follow-up. If you're in a sales environment and you want to have your AI start hounding the people that may be dying on the vine, they may be going cold. This is a great application to be able to say, hey, we haven't connected in a while. We got some new things. We got some new loans that we'd like to offer you, some new snap-ons, some new products, whatever it is that you're selling. You can actually have your AI start engaging with them, start texting them, start working on getting follow-up appointments, working on appointments for the first ones, the new leads that come in. Have your AI start working for you. Don't let your AI just sit there and like have all this power, but not be doing all the cool stuff it can be doing. So appointment handling is definitely one that you want. Sales and support. Answer FAQs, handle objections. I've written some really cool sales bots that are really, really complex. And I'll tell you, like I'm working on ours now for Profit Lifter. And what this has made me do is it's made me realize that I can, if I map out my entire SOP of my company, and I take everything and what I'm doing is I'm mapping it all out through AI and creating our knowledge base of how it's all going to work. And from there, now when you come in and engage with the AI and you go, hey, I want to download the affiliate Snap-on and set it up. Once this is done, the AI will actually have the step-by-step process of how to actually go in and update your Snap-on and walk you through each step of the process. So we're actually incorporating AI in a very, very deep way inside of what we're doing to actually answer questions, to be able to show people how to update things, to show them how to build things inside of Profit Lifter just with the AI. So instead of me having to sit down and record a cajillion different Loom videos, we're going to have one AI bot that all we have to do is update a knowledge base and it will answer all the questions. It will be in there, but then we can still have that AI go, hey, look, they couldn't answer it. Let's hand it off to the sales team. Let's hand it off to the support team. Let's get in there. The beauty of this, though, is that by letting your AI handle this with your sales and support, it eliminates that first level of need. Meaning that if somebody's just coming through, go, look, what are all the hidden costs or what's included? What's there? Your AI can answer that. And now from there, if the intent is high, you can have the AI go, hey, let's get you with the live representative. I've gone as far as I can go. Let's get you with the live person, and then just transfer the phone call right to that person and take it from there. So sales, support, customer onboarding. If you've got new clients that are coming in, you have information that you need to collect. I'll tell some of you guys who are doing business loans and financing, having an AI call bot that can take a full business loan application would be amazing. And next week, I'll share with you guys some of the tools that we're rolling out exclusive for Profit Lifter clients. Bad updates, like awesome. We are figuring out how to actually embed your AI employee into your website. So we'll actually look and act like a chat GPT with your AI employee in there, meaning that as leads are coming through, you'll be able to trigger automation, score, do all of this stuff that we're talking about right there through your website using this. And that's what we're going to start programming out next week is your AI employee. So that way, when we're ready to have the chat site ready for you, you will have it available and you can start working with it. The other thing, review collections. Have your AI go out after you've completed a sales consultation, after you've done some work, after you've taken an application, after somebody's purchased, after you've done a support call. Have it go out and send a review collection. Go, hey, thanks for being here. Tell us how we did, and start collecting reviews this way. It's a great way to beef up your Google My Business. Start getting reviews out there. Start using those to beef up your sales process, your conversion process with the AI. Some other things that the AI employee can handle, it can answer phones, meaning you can have a receptionist. And I think that's a great starting point for us for next week is building out your AI receptionist and helping you get familiar with all the process. Because with that, the AI receptionist kind of works as a sales and support bot as well, because it can still ask questions. They can still ask it questions and work with it. But really, this is going to help to move. This is going to help move you in that direction of leaning into AI. But there's a lot more that we'll get into as we're rolling into it next week. Again, today is really just about strategy. It's about thinking through how you want to work with it. So how can you get your AI bots working for you? First off, sales bot, follow up with leads, book appointments, be engaging with people, answering these FAQs, being available 24/7 to be able to answer phone calls and be able to be there in real time when people want to connect. A support bot to answer questions, to create support tickets, to be able to answer support tickets, to be able to move people through a process and answer those common questions. Because look, if you've ever ran a business before, you're going to find out there's about 4 or 5 questions that you answer every single time that you get on the phone. If I find that my team or myself are being redundant and we're having to go through and answer question after the same question 100 times, it means, one, we need to change our messaging. But this is where the AI can come in and start prepping people, start answering those questions, and free up my live support time, because the AI is able to get in there and help out with that. Now, once they've been through sales, we take them to onboarding. Now you're collecting information. If it's a new client, you're like, hey, look, call this number for your onboarding. What time should I call? Right now, anytime. Call at 1 o'clock in the morning. We don't care. Call anytime. But the onboarding bot will walk them through, where now you can program it to go, hey, here's our steps. Here's the process. What happens first? We're going to start you here. Then we're going to do this. After that, we'll do this. But with that, you can start collecting all of the data that you're going to need through this process to be able to have the bot start entering it into the CRM for you, collecting the information and automating the onboarding, automating the support side. Like, you can literally have your bot doing the work for you instead of you having to do it. Next is billing. There is one email, one phone call, one action that I absolutely cannot stand, and that's calling people because they missed a payment. Like, I don't like that, because I've been a broke entrepreneur before. I know what it's like to be out there grinding and hustling and getting into the weeds, and then realizing, oh man, I missed a payment on something. I'm not opposed to having AI do this for me, though, and that's where you can have your AI communicate with people through email, through SMS, triggering automations based off of it, where you can program it, say, okay, you're going to be my billing bot. If somebody does this, we want to be super kind. We want to be sweet as honey with them. We want to treat them right, but we want to collect the payment. And you can have them send payment links. You can have it send invoices. You can trigger different automations so that it runs payments for them. Really, whatever it is that you need for the bot to be doing, you can do it. And that's the beauty of this, is that it's going to give you that flexibility of having somebody do the monotonous tasks, do the things that you hate doing, and allow it to do that. So as we're talking about this, I want you to be thinking about where do I want my bots to come in? Where does my machine revolution start? Where does my bot revolution take place? But my pro tip for you is this: start with one role. If you come to me and you're like, Keith, I want all of these and I want to set up all of them, it's going to get overwhelming. It's going to be cumbersome. Like, you're going to get to a point that you're going to look at this and go, oh, well, this is just too much. I got too much going on. Start with one. Keep it simple. Keep it stupid simple. Make it start with one and get used to the flow, get used to the rhythm. Once it becomes just every day where you're almost not even thinking about it, then move to your next one and start building it, perfect it, optimize it, get it going. Then move to you see how it works. You just keep rolling it around. But the trick is not to get overwhelmed trying to do everything at once. It's about doing one thing really, really well, taking that stress off of you, reducing your workload, and then taking that extra time from your workload to start developing your next, and then start developing your next and work on it from there. All right, example, this is some of the things that like this, just like a little snapshots of what we've seen our AI doing. 9 a.m. answers inquiry, books a question. 11 a.m. follow up with cold leads via email. Onboards new client automatically, books sales calls, sends out reminders. The beauty of your AI robot is it never needs to eat, sleep, or clock out. This is a 24/7 employee. This is somebody that is there consistently. It's always there. It's always on, always working for you and automating everything. Because remember, if you're not automating, you're not dominating. So that's what we want to focus on. So once you tie in AI and you start really tying it into your automations and you start building it, you are going to build a scalable business engine. The reason that most companies have a hard time growing is because they put themselves in a position where everything is contingent on you, the entrepreneur. And I'm guilty of this. Brett, keep your mouth shut. I know you're still watching, but don't say anything. I am very guilty of this. I'm a control freak. Like, I know what I want. I know what I want to see. And so like, I always want to jump in there and be like, I want to do it. I want to do it. But the more that you can start to step away and disconnect yourself from the day-to-day activities, the more that you're going to be able to sit down and look at your company as a whole. And now you can start making strategic decisions. Now you can start testing things. Now you can start working on things. The faster that you can take work out of your hands and start handing it into your employees' hands, whether it's an AI employee or whether it's a IRL employee, whichever way that you're going, the faster you can get this stuff off of your plate, the more strategic you're going to be able to be, the more effective you're going to be able to grow. The reason most people have a hard time growing is because their hands are in everything and they're busy working their job, not actually running their business. So our goal here with the AI is to get you to a point where you've got AI and automation to a point where you are actually stepping back and running your business, not working your business. Meaning that new leads are being handled with AI. You've got outbound calls, you've got inbound calls, you've got a call center that's handling it. You're just doing the setup. You're just connecting people. You're making sure that everything's going. You let your AI follow up, personalized outreach sequences, meaning that your AI is also creating emails for you. It's getting in, sending out the right email to the right person at the right time, doing it for you so you don't have to think about it. Your team doesn't have to think about it. They can really be focused on doing the high value activities. Yushika, hey Yushika, how you doing? It's good to see you on here today. Does AI automation include voice agents? I'd really like to build something like this. It does. The AI automation has inbound. If you're on GHL, because Profit Lifter is built on GHL, it only has the inbound calls. What we've been doing for this, though, Yushika, that's worked out incredibly well, is we're actually just putting click to call buttons inside of our landing pages. So like if they're coming in from an onboarding sequence, we'll just put a button in there that says click to call, and it will automatically call that AI line. So we'll set up like an individual phone line that will be tied to that AI employee. So when they're calling, it's going to automatically connect. It's going to automatically connect them to that AI. So the outbound calling, no, that's something like we're looking at different options. Like I've got a couple of them that I'm kind of testing and vetting. Some of them that I absolutely love. The problem is they're a little more cost prohibitive from being highly effective, because when you get to the point where you're doing outbound AI calling, it's a whole different world. Like I'll give you an example. We've got some vendors that we work with on the lead gen side who just do like cold AI outbound calls. When you get into this, now you're having to do your A2P verification for every single different line that you have. Because the reason is like when you're doing outbound AI calls, they get flagged as spam almost instantly. And so to make it effective, you have to have like just tons of different lines. I've looked at this. I've thought of different ways to integrate this and to be thinking about it with the outbound calls. But really, the thing that I figured out with it is this: when the way that I interact with a website and with a company is going to be different than the way that you interact with a website or a company. If I go to a company, I may not want to talk to somebody. I'm not that, hey, how you doing? What's going on? I don't like that. Like I'm very much let's get in, let's jump to the meat and potatoes. Let's dive into the deep end of the conversation and just go. Let's make this rock and roll and work. The same thing happens with your leads that are on your website. If you give them different options, you're like, hey, look, text me here, call our AI, call our assistant here, schedule a consultation here. You give them the option to interact with you the way that they want to interact with you. A lot of times when we get in there and we start trying to push people to one way for one specific way that we want to interact with them, we're missing all these other personality types. So we're like, nah, I ain't going to do that. Like a great example, my wife loves AI bots. Like she'll sit there and chat with them. She'll call the AI bots, but you get her on the phone with a real person. She's like, nah, ain't doing it. Ain't calling them. Don't want to talk to them. So there are different people that want to interact with your business different ways. Your job is to give them, your job is like top of funnel, is to give them the biggest and widest way of interacting with you as possible. Then as they become a client, now you can really start to narrow it down because it's a different relationship. The dynamic's different. But while they're getting going, you want to give them all the options that you can to interact with you in the way that they feel the most comfortable to be able to capture them. So we want to focus on our automation, AI follow up. We want to do calendar bookings. We want to make sure that our AI is helping on that. The onboarding, I'm telling you guys, this onboarding is just great. The reason I keep hitting on this is because we're actually working on our AI onboarding right now, meaning that like once a client comes in, they'll go through an AI onboarding. We're going to collect their information. It's going to automatically set up their websites for them. I'll tell you a little secret that we're trying to roll out by the beginning of July. We're actually going to have, with our AI bots, it's actually going to write the content for all the landing pages, all the snap-ons, all the emails, everything. We're gonna have your profit lifter system actually write all of the content for the snap-ons that we're building for you. All the landing pages. So now, like as you're going through it, you may say, hey, I want to run an ad. I need an ad funnel. You download the ad funnel. It's just going to ask you some questions like, okay, what's this campaign about? What are we doing? How does this, it's going to ask you those core questions that we programmed in there to understand it. And then from there, now it's going to go out and create the content specific to that type of application, because that's what's fun for me. Like I want to automate this for you guys. So that way, like if you get to a point where you're like, ooh, I need to run a webinar, you download a webinar snap-on, it populates all the content in, puts all the emails together for you, literally done for you right out of the box. That's what we're working on with the AI employee. That's why I'm talking about this. And that's why I want to take you guys on this journey, because I'm up to my eyeballs in AI and I'm loving it. I'm having so much fun with this. And working with it. But that's what we want to focus on next week. So what I want you to be thinking about is this: designing your AI team. What task takes the most time for you? What are you doing on a daily basis that is taking so much time for you and that you feel like you're just constantly doing? Which actions could happen faster? Like, what could you be doing with AI that would just exponentially streamline this process for you and get you to a point where it's just interacting faster, you're engaging faster, you're getting things done faster in such a way that it lets you jump in there and start working through things. Where do leads get stuck? Meaning that, like in your pipeline, where are they falling out? Like where are people just not quite making it in and getting where they need to go? And last one, I've said this again, which questions repeat constantly? How can you eliminate a lot of the conversation? How can you eliminate a lot of the redundancies and how you're talking, what you're talking about, where you're going with these? These are the types of questions that I want you thinking about. So next week, when we jump into this, you can start setting up your AI bot to actually help with this process. For me, I'll tell you the reason I like starting with an AI receptionist. I hate answering phone calls. And the reason I hate answering phone calls is because it's an intrusive task, meaning I didn't ask for somebody to call me. They picked up the phone and they called me. And if I'm in the middle of something, if I'm in a flow and I'm building something, if I jump out and I have to start talking about how my weekend was and all these little things, I'm just going to completely lose my momentum of the project that I'm working on. So having an AI receptionist to be there to vet those questions is huge for me, because that's something that is not only taking a lot of my time, but it's interrupting my current workflow. And that's what I want you to be thinking about. Like, what can you be doing? What do you want your AI to be doing? And that's what we're going to start working on next week. Again, this is groundwork. We're going to be thinking about this. So here are the tools that we're going to be leveraging, that we want to be thinking about. We're going to have an AI call bot. Again, this only handles inbound calls for right now, but that's okay. Like we were talking about earlier, there's ways that we can make this work by having the actual AI call bot, like having it where you have a click to call button that people can call anytime, like putting it as a part of the process, turning it into a call to action for them. This is going to work great for receptionists, appointment reminders, follow-ups, just answering questions. The 24/7 is just amazing. That way, if people want to call anytime, they can. The AI bot will handle it. An AI chatbot. This is going to be SMS, web chat, messenger. Again, in Profit Lifter or GHL, you've got the ability that anytime somebody's coming through Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, I believe, where they're in the messenger apps, you can have your AI responding to them as well. So if you're out there and you're one of these social media warriors and you're just killing it on social media, but you're having a hard time keeping up with Messenger, you can automate it with your AI chatbots. A review bot to trigger every time that you've interacted with a customer or a client. And then Snap-ons, having Snap-ons available that you pre-built automations that you can instantly add. We are, like, as we're building our AI bots, we're building AI Snap-ons now. And these are going to be a lot of fun because I'm finding some really, really cool sequences and ways to improve this for you and get them in there and start working for you on this. The future is now, and it's automated. Manual handling means falling behind. If you are manually out here working, so this is why AI has become so important. As these large corporations have like started dominating the market, they're able to undercut us small businesses, and they're able to go out there and go, oh, hey, we'll do this at a fraction of the cost, because they have so many people working on it. They've got such a big reach that they can afford to do high volume at a lower cost, meaning they're basically pricing out the startups, the small businesses out there, the American-made people that are out there working. They're being outpriced by these giant corporations who have a reach and who have just deep pockets. We have a chance right now with AI to catch up and to overthrow these giant corporations. Because I don't know if you know this, but this is actually one of my personal missions. Is I want to make small business the driving factor across the entire US. Like, I want small businesses to take the wealth out of these giant corporations and put it in the hands of us entrepreneurs who know how to get out in our communities and make a difference. But to do that, it means we have to be able to compete with them where they're at, because they're trying to drown us out by buying out the market, buying out industries, buying out the cost, reducing their cost to a point where we can't compete. AI is going to change that for us, where we can start automating the process. We can stop being manual. We can take we can start making it work. The next, progress beats perfection. Say it again. That's a really good one. Progress beats perfection. I have a really good friend of mine that uses one of our favorite slogans: "Done is better than perfect, because perfect never gets done." If you are so busy trying to make everything perfect, you're not going to make any progress. Next week, we'll get your first one in. It may suck for a week or two. It may be a little rough, but this is where we get in, and we're going to start making progress. We're going to start working on it. We're going to start making it move forward. That way we can adapt. We can start implementing it and perfect it over time. Because here's the thing. Perfection is a lie. There is no such thing as perfect, because as soon as you achieve perfect, there's a better way. Something's changed. There's something new. So we want to be focused on progress. Yep. Thanks, Steve. We want to focus on building today so we can scale faster tomorrow. And I'm not going to say today. I'm going to say next Wednesday, because this is what we're doing next week. This was our big announcement, but next week, guys, we are going to be very, very hands-on. We are going to be building your first AI employee together on this live. We're going to be working on things like setting the purpose, writing the scripts. I'm going to show you how to use AI to program AI. And once you figure this out, this process is going to become so crystal clear and easy that it is going to change you. It is going to change the way that you look at AI. The intimidating part about AI is thinking about like trying to get in there and program it, because you're like, oh my God, there's like a cajillion different things that could happen all at one time. If you use AI to program AI, it knows how to talk to itself. And so I'm going to show you the tricks that we're using to write our AI scripts. And then we're going to show you how to connect workflows based off of their responses, so that way you can start automating your first AI employee to start triggering different responses, to start interacting with your leads, to start actually taking action inside of your CRM. So instead of it just being somebody who's talking, you really have an employee who's out there using your profit lifter system to be able to engage with them. And then we're just even going to launch it live next week. So it may be longer than 30 minutes next week, but that's okay. We're going to have fun building this out with you guys. So make sure you tune in. And if you're not, make sure that you have liked and subscribed and following on all of the channels, because this week was the fun part of talking about it. Next week is when we're going to have a lot of fun and start actually building it. So make sure you tune in, make sure that you're following along, because we're going to have a blast building out your AI employees. So until next time, have an awesome week. Hope you guys make $1 million, and we will see you next week as we start building out your first AI employee together.